All right, welcome to Council Chat. With me is Councilmember Johnson. Next week, if we can talk about the consent agenda and workshop.
So next week we have the consent agenda, which normally happens before the workshop. And for those who don't know, consent is items that normally don't come before the council on the regular agenda. So accepting grant monies, zoning cases that have been approved by both DAB and MAPC that don't have differences that council would talk about, changes in projects, things like that. It's still on the packet if you want to go look that up on our website, but consent just means we can approve a few things at the same time unless a council member wants to pull an item off for discussion.
Yeah, it seems like sometimes there's quite a few items and other times maybe not as many.
Yeah, and it's good when we pull them off just to talk about. You've done that already since you've been on council. We do that from time to time to highlight the good. So when firefighters get money or different grants for domestic violence, we try to pull those off and talk about them. And sometimes we do have concerns that we address, but it's always good to check out the consent agenda.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like the workshop next week will cover our federal legislative agenda. And then in a couple weeks here, we're going to D.C.
Yeah. So we go to D.C. just about every year. Last year we didn't, of course, because of the pandemic. And it's been highly successful over the last few years with our federal agendas. So you look at like the North Junction, you look at the new water treatment plant that we're building. Our lobbyist, Jim Davenport, Thorn Run Partners have done a wonderful job, always gets us into meetings. This will be your first D.C. trip.
Yes.
So that will be a really great experience. We go for both National League of Cities, the conference, as well as meeting with our federal delegation. And we meet with department heads, and we are one of few cities that we hear every time we go that brings the whole council, or at least a good majority of the council, and that's been really helpful for us as well.
Yes, I'm looking forward to. I've never been to D.C. before, so looking forward to that experience and hanging out with my colleagues a little bit outside of the office. So, I'm excited to learn and absorb some more information to continue to do a good job. So,
NLC is a whirlwind. I mean, but they're really good workshops to help you out. You know, when I first got elected, they have a new council member workshop, and although we also have that with the League of Kansas Municipalities here, they have that with the National League of Cities, and it was really good. I mean, talking about, CORA, COMA, which is Kansas Open Records Act. They just called it Open Records Act, and open meetings, things like that, and just going through the details, encouraging collaboration, working with NLC and other groups to, get things done in your home city. So it'll be a good time.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So we're also going to discuss our continuity of operations plan, or COOP. COOP increases the likelihood of business survival in the event of a disaster. The purpose of a business continuity plan is to restore an organization's critical business operations as quickly as possible after an unforeseen disruption. This will minimize its operational and financial impact.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Let's see, something else that might be coming up this coming week, I guess the golf privatization of the public courses went to the park board this week, and I believe it'll be coming up to the council on the 1st. So it's been lots of interesting discussion around that. So let's see, anything else you know of that's coming up?
No, I just, want to continue to encourage people to pay attention to the Sedgwick County Task Force. So we have that as a receive and file item on our council member agenda when we have those meetings. But those meetings happen on Mondays at 4 o'clock, I believe. Tune into those, check out what's going on, and again, encourage everyone to reach out if you have ideas about systemic change that could add to that discussion or what we can do as a city. Definitely want to hear from everybody on that.
Yep. Awesome.
Well, other than that, Councilmember Ballard, did you have anything else? Or
I don't think so. I kind of like doing these.
Yeah.
They kind of make a big packet. I know it's consent agenda or the workshop next week, but it kind of makes a huge packet, narrow it down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
To help people, maybe if they hear of something that's piques of interest to them and they don't want to watch a 3-hour meeting, they can try to zoom in on that
Yeah.
portion of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I hope everybody tunes in.
Yes.
Well, I definitely want to thank everyone for joining us, and thank you, Councilmember Ballard, for having me on today. Want to make sure that we ask everybody to subscribe and follow on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.